Today is December 21st, the winter solstice and the shortest day of the year. But is it though? Today is the winter solstice in what is commonly referred to as the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, it's actually the summer solstice. And in the northern hemisphere, it's the day with the least amount of sunlight. The sun actually rose today at just after 8 in the morning, and it'll set just after 3:45. In the southern hemisphere, it's the exact opposite and has the most allowed sunlight. As we all know, days are relatively uniform, 24 hours a day. Are they though? So the Earth doesn't actually rotate 24 hours in a day. We just say that because it's easier for us. The Earth actually rotates slightly less than that, which is why every 4 years we have to add a leap day. Also, because of the vagaries of the Earth's wobble and moon and other various factors, the Earth is actually losing and incrementally slowing down all the time, which would mean that the shortest day of the year would actually be December 31st, which is the last day of the year. Is it though? I had a debate with one of my colleagues once. He had jokingly mentioned that something would be done by the end of the year, and I jokingly responded, which year? He became adamant that there was a natural cycle to the year with the seasons. My response was that I responded that the seasons were man-made. He was adamant that the winter was the end of the year and the beginning of the next year. But due to the slowing of the Earth and the additional days that we have to add every 4 years, the seasons actually shift slightly. Also, the seasons he was working off of were the ones for what are prominently referred to as the seasons in the temperate regions of North America. Many other parts of the world only have 2 seasons. Although it was good that he had this frame of reference, these frames of references can be deceiving sometimes if you don't take into account the fact that the world is much more complicated than we tend to think it is. For most of the Western world, this is the end of 2021. Parts of the world consider it the year 5,000 or 7,000, depending on where you're going to. Today, for some people, and for ancient pagans, was the beginning of the year. Because tomorrow, the days start to have increasingly more sunlight to them. Not having the single frame of reference, though, can also be confusing. The October Revolution for Soviet Russia actually happened in November because they didn't shift from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar until after the revolution. The world is much more complicated than we think it is, and that makes it a much better world and a world that is much more interesting to live in. And it helps not to be so tied to your personal constructs. And remember that our frames of references are not the only ones. Is it though?